Hi everyone and welcome to this webinar. Today we are going to talk about marketing release for the version 19.2. My name is Manon and I'm a business analyst at Odoo and marketing expert.
And it will be easy because my name is also Manon and I'm also a business analyst and marketing expert here at Odoo.
So today we are going to first deep dive into our CRM app and see what's new for the version 19.2, and then we will check what's new in email marketing. Afterwards, we are going to answer your questions, so do not hesitate to add them into the chatter. So now let's imagine you are a company called Aurea and we are selling high-end product, jewelry. We are selling necklaces, bracelets and so on, and also custom-made products. We are having new leads coming from events and calls and so on, and we want to gather all this information into Odoo. So we are going to use our CRM app. So let's check in Odoo how to do that. So we are now into our database and let's go into our CRM app. We have now this button, Generate, where we have different ways to gather our leads. We have two new ways to gather our leads from the 19.2 version, create leads from our business card pictures, and import leads from a CSV or Excel file. So now let's imagine we went to an event and someone gave us his or her card in this case, and we want to add it. So now it's adding the card, it read it, and we have the image in the chatter. So as you can see, we have the phone number, but also the email on the card. So Odoo automatically detects the email and add it here in the right field, and the phone as well. So great. So now let's imagine that we were at the event and some people didn't have any business cards. So I just wrote their names on a file. So I can add now all these people with an import here. If I go to this page, I have also the import template that I can use to add my information directly. Here I will upload my file. Okay, perfect. I can test it. And then import everything all at once. Nice. So now, as I told you, I also have custom-made products, and I want to add a form on my website to ask what kind of product they would be interested in. So I will generate this form from this button. So I click on Generate, and I can turn visitors into leads via a form. Here it proposes directly landing pages, and I will pick one with already a form at the bottom. I will call this page form, for example, or maybe contact us, it's a bit better. Okay, so I will create this. Great. At the bottom I have my form, and I want to make sure that this button will bring a new opportunity into my CRM. Right now, as you can see, the action is send an email, so I will change it to create an opportunity. Once this is done, I can adapt the fields, so I will keep the name of the person. I don't need, for example, the phone number, so I will remove it. I will keep the email. I don't need the company. I want to change the subject by the label project, for example, so I change it here. Here I can change your question to describe your project, for example. Describe, sorry. And I also want to add a field that asks the person in what product they are interested in. So previously I already added some products into the tag, so I will just look for my field tags here. And as you can see, I have the tags I added. I change the label to what products are you interested in? And save it. Perfect. If I think that this page is finished, I can publish it with this button. I will now use this URL and add it in incognito tab. And let's imagine that I'm Richard Johnson and I want to ask for a custom product. Indeed, it's my 5th anniversary with my wife and I want to have a specific necklace for her. So my name is Richard Johnson. I have my email, which is richard.johnson@des.com. My project, custom necklace for wedding anniversary, for example. I'm interested in custom products and necklaces, and my project is to have a very special necklace with diamonds. Okay, I can now submit this. Thank you. So what happens into my my CRM? So let's check this. I go back into my CRM. I have to remove, of course, this filter. Otherwise, it will show only the opportunities linked to the user. So I remove the filter, and as you can see here, we have now the custom necklace for wedding anniversary from Richard Johnson. You can see that he is interested in custom products and necklaces. Nonetheless, no one is linked to it yet, so no salespeople was assigned to this opportunity. So thanks to Odoo, we can assign people automatically to opportunities. To do that, you have to first go to your settings and make sure that the rule-based assignment is ticked. You can run this automatically. So for example, you pick repeatedly and it can be automatically assigned each hours, days, and so on, according to what you put in, or it can be manually. So let's save manually, for example. Yes, go back to the full screen. Yeah, thank you. Great, so now that this is done, we can check our sales teams and teams member and assign rules if we want. So first, here in the sales teams, we can have several sales teams. For example, if you need to have one sales team for the B2B and another one for the B2C, you could set this up here. You can have assignment rules to your sales teams, but you can also have some for the team members. So here, if I click on my team member, for example, I can say that there is an auto assignment rules, which is always in rotation, or only in rotation with a limit of 30 leads, for example. So it means that if there is more than 30 leads assigned, it won't be in the rotation anymore, or it can be out of rotation. Here I would say is always in rotation, and you can give a priority. For example, we can say that Alexander Voss has to work on the custom product, so he has a priority if there is a custom product demand. So I will change this domain and say that he has the priority if the opportunity has a tag custom product. Finally, you can also assign rules saying that, for example, if someone is in Belgium, he has to be assigned to it. Okay, once this is done, you can click on this button, assign leads, and it will assign the leads to your opportunities. To your sales people, sorry. Great, so I go back to my pipeline. If I remove this filter, I can see now that my custom necklace for wedding anniversary was assigned to Alexander De Vos. Perfect. So now that is assigned, Alexander Voss comes into the opportunity and can send an email to my lead. To send an email, he can, for example, ask AI to help him to write a first contact email. So he's asking for help to write this email to the AI. Of course, this is AI, so make sure that you check what is written and if everything looks great. But let's say that this is okay, so I can send it as a message to the person. I will remove this and send it. Okay, so you can check the messages sent through the chatter. Finally, we have a custom product demand, and because it's a custom product, it's important to have a follow-up on the different stages to create this product. So we want to link this opportunity to a project. This is now possible thanks to this button here. In the action button, we have now create a project. If I click on it, we can select a project template. For example, here the jewelry customized design that I previously created. You can click on create a project, and it opens the project view with the different tasks we previously set up. Okay, let's go back. So to summarize the novelties of the CRM in version 0.2, we have first the two new lead generation options that have been added. So first, the create leads from business card pictures, and secondly, the import leads from a CSV or Excel file. Here we have also new lead assignment rules, so new option to assign leads between your salesperson with or without rotation limits. And finally, we can create a project directly from a lead, so no need to go through the sales order. You can create a project. And now we are going to check what's new in email marketing and continue with the Manon.
The other Manon. Thanks, Manon. So we have seen how to get new leads that arrive and be centralized in Odoo in the CRM. So now what we want to do is to communicate with those leads, because we are trying to convert them into clients, but also communicate with existing clients. And we're going to do that thanks to the email marketing app. So let's go back into Odoo and get out of the CRM app to move to the email marketing one. So in the email marketing app, let's say I'm going to create a campaign to promote my new diamond collection. So I'm going to create a new email right here. The subject will be discover our diamond collection. And let's add a little emoji to illustrate that. And I'm going to change the recipients, not to the mailing list, but to the contact, and I will explain right after why. So when you create an email in Odoo, you obviously have here the list of templates that you can use that Odoo has built for you, but we are going to start from scratch. When building an email, so I'm going to show you the new feature of that app, but let's not forget the best practices of email marketing. So first we're going to add a header. So let's pick the category header, and I'm going to select the first one. So here I'm just going to switch a bit, or at least update a bit this, because I feel like the logo is too big. So I'm just going to resize it, and I'm going to do the same with the social media space. So what's new in 19.2 is this social media block, because if you used Odoo before, you might know that editing the link behind the social media apps was a bit tricky. Now we currently have a more easy way to do that, because here on the side we see all the links that exist for the social marketing. So you can easily hide something if you do not have social media linked to it. So for example, I do not have Discord, so I'm just going to hide it, and same for example GitHub. So let's hide it. But you can also add some custom links. So if you have another social media that is not there in Odoo, you can add it quite easily right here. Or you also have the button now, configure company, and there you have a pop-up to immediately copy and paste all your links towards your social media. So that's a new feature that will help you really gain some time and manage more easily your email marketing in Odoo. Obviously, this social media block, we have it on different header block, but we also have it on the footer. So let's continue with the best practices in email marketing. We're going to add a footer because we want people to be able to unsubscribe. And you see here, we also have this social media link. Okay, now let's continue. We're going to add obviously another block to say hello and to present the product. So let's create a text block. I'm going to move it above the unsubscribe, and we're going to add a hello. And what we want to do is we want the contacts to receive that email to feel that the email is personalized. So we're going to add the magic command in Odoo, which is the slash, and then add a field to say hello and add the name of that person. So let's look for name. It's a bit hidden, but we have it here. So we will have hello and the name of the contact. Perfect. Now let's continue with the second new feature of email marketing in 19.2. We're going to add a block in the category website. We have new blocks that are auto-filled both from the event application or the product application. So every product that you have in your inventory or every event that you have prepared in your event application, they are now directly linked into your email marketing app. So no need to leave the email marketing app. You can do everything from there. So I'm going to try to promote my new diamond collection. So I will add a diamond product. So let's pick here the autofill from products. When you click on it, so here we have by default a desk, for example. Obviously, we're going to change that. I'm going to go on the right here, and I have the block, and I have here the link with the products, and you see that I can choose a record. So here I'm going to choose the Celeste diamond necklace. And just like that, automatically, Odoo has picked the image, the title of the product, so the name of the product, the description, the price, as well as a link behind the buy now that will direct people automatically to the correct product page on your web shop. So no need to leave the Odoo email marketing app to go into your product, to your inventory, and do a copy paste of everything and maybe lose time and make mistakes. Everything is right here in the email marketing app. Let's go a bit further because this is a new feature, but I want to send that email to be personalized, and I only want people who didn't buy this Celeste diamond necklace to see that block because I do not want them to feel like I'm just sending the same email to everyone. So this is a new feature of the version 19.1. So if you weren't there at that time, that's the good moment to catch up. So we have here the visibility on the block. We can say that this block is always visible or it's conditionally. So when you select conditionally, you can add a condition, which is what I'm going to do. And here I'm going to add a condition to say, okay, I'm going to look for everyone that has a sales order. In the sales order, they have order lines, because this is where you store the information and the products. And we're going to look for everyone that has a product. They did not purchase the Celeste diamond necklace. So it means that only the people who didn't have a sales order with the product Celeste diamond necklace, will see this block in Odoo in the email. So if I confirm this, I now have this little eye that will pop up that will show me that this block will be dynamic based on the contact information. Let's go a bit further. We're going to do the same so we're going to duplicate this block. We're going to change because I'm promoting the diamonds in my collection. So I'm going to promote the complete diamond set. So we have the eternal diamond set. And this set, I'm going to make it as well visible only for those who purchase, for example, the diamond ring, because here it's a set that doesn't have a ring, so maybe they want to complement their ring. So I'm going to edit this block to say that it's conditionally visible for those who sales order. It's the same logic as before. Order lines and product is equal to the diamond ring. And I will confirm that. So now if I close this, I have my email that is prepared. So I have the hello and the name of the person. I have two product blocks that I didn't have to leave the email marketing app to set up. It was quickly done for me. And I have some condition on the block so that not everyone will see the same product and it will be adapted to the person I'm communicating with. So now let's see how to check all of that. So this is one of the key new features of this version 19.2 is the preview and test, because when you create an email marketing, you want to test it to make sure that the email is displayed correctly, that the personalization are correct, the dynamic block are correct, and images and so on. So now on the preview and test button, we have the possibility to see, based on who will receive the email, what will the email will look like. So you see here for Alexander, we see that he will receive hello Alexander, but no product content because Alexander haven't purchased anything yet, so it doesn't see any product in my email. But if I go check Isabel, because I know that Isabel is a regular customer, Isabel, in her case, will see the Celeste diamond necklace, and she will see hello Isabel because she hasn't purchased that necklace, but she already purchased a ring. And now if I check another customer, so let's check Marilou, because once again, I know she's a big customer. So here in her case, she hasn't purchased the Celeste diamond necklace, so she sees it, but she has the ring already. So we want to offer the Eternal Diamond Harmony set to go with it. So it's really easy now to see when you create a personalized newsletter in Odoo to see what it will look like to your end contact, to the recipient, and you can still send it to yourself as well. So this is really a big feature in email marketing, and this preview also applies to the other email templates in Odoo. So Manon showed you that in the CRM you can send an email to your contacts and you can create templates, for example. So when you send a message here, I'm going to open this a bit more, you have the possibility to save templates. So here I've created a new template to say I'm going to welcome any new leads, and if I manage my template, I will see this one. I have here a personalization on the contact name. I have now also the preview that shows me, okay, based on the leads in my CRM. So I have leads, for example, if I take custom necklace for my wedding anniversary, I see that the email will be displayed as Dear Richard Johnson, because this is the contact in my opportunity. So this preview has been applied also to the mail templates that you want to create. So the technical mail template in Odoo. Okay. Adding the subject, no. Adding the name to my adding the subject, no. Adding the name to my subject will have a better result in terms of click on my email. So to do that, I'm going to activate the A/B test option. So A/B testing in email marketing is really interesting because it allows you to test two versions of an email with an element that is different between the two versions to see which one is working the best. So here I'm going to tick that box and say I'm going to do A/B testing. What will be the winner? So it will be the version that has the highest click rate. And when will I send the final version, so the winning one? I'm going to leave a bit of time to copy the content of my email. I'm going to add the name in the subject thanks to our little magic wand right here. So I'm going to insert the field name. I'm going to edit a bit the subjects. And now in the A/B test, this will be the version with a name. So now it's easier for you to find all of your emails to see, because now if I go back to the mailings, I see that those two versions are linked together with an A/B test. But now on top of that, I have the field that shows me that, okay, this version is the one without the name, this version is the one with a name. So here it's pretty explanatory, but if you have the case where your A/B test is not on the subject, but for example, you change the call to action or you change a picture and you have the same subject, now you have an easier way to find what version is what. So that's the second, another new feature in the email marketing app. Now, the last feature that is new is the UTM. So the UTM in marketing is pretty important because it's more part of text that are present in URLs that allow us to track the behavior of online visitor. So the UTM in the email marketing app, we see them here in the tracking. So we have the medium, the source, and the campaign. Those are the regular UTM. But now on top of that, Odoo has added the reference. So let me show you how it works, because it's not only in email marketing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a social post, so on Facebook, to promote my diamond necklace. So let me go to the website. I'm going to my shop and I'm going to promote this Celeste diamond necklace. So I will take the URL of that page. I will copy it, and now I will go back to my social marketing app and create a new post to say, I'm going to publish it on Facebook to say, discover our new diamond necklace. And I'm going to add the link as well as the little emoji, as you already saw. So we have this post, and the idea is to be able to track people that will click on that post. I'm going to add the campaign because this post is part of my campaign to promote my diamond collection. So I'm going to create the campaign diamond collection. I want every marketing effort that I'm doing to be gathered at one place, the diamond collection. Okay, so now let's post it. Perfect. It's been posted. So now let's go see on Facebook what it looks like. So let's go on Facebook. So I'm on my Manon Odoo page. You see it here. I have the post that has just been posted. So now I'm going to click on it, coming back to my web shop, and I'm going to purchase my necklace. So I'm going to pay for it, and obviously it will create a sales order. So now what will it look like in Odoo? So if I'm going back into Odoo, it has created a sales order. So let's check it. So we have the regular sales order just like we always have in Odoo. In the other information now, in the tracking, we have all the UTM. So we see that the medium is social media, the source is Facebook, the campaign is the diamond collection, and the reference is the post that we have just done on Facebook. So we have the possibility to say, okay, this is the revenue generated by my marketing effort, which is always something that's a bit tricky to do when you do marketing. So I have it here. I also have it in the social marketing app. So if I check the post that I've just did, you see here the revenue, you see the quotation that is linked to it. And because I want to know all the efforts of my campaign, if I go here on the menu on the campaign, I see the diamond collection, I see the post, and I also have the smart buttons that shows me the revenue and that bring me to the sales order if needed. Last but not least, in the dashboard, because your salespeople might want to know what are the results, in the sales dashboard, we also have the possibility to filter based on the UTM. So here you find the source and the medium. So we can say here the medium, I want to see every revenue generated thanks to social media. I'm going to filter on that, and automatically Odoo will adapt the result and show me the revenue and adapt the different graph that we see here. So now if you do marketing in Odoo, it's really easy to track the revenue generated, to track the conversion of your marketing effort, both email marketing, as we just saw right now, social marketing, and other events that you might do, and have everything in one place. So to summarize, in email marketing in the version 19.2 of Odoo, we have new product blocked and event blocked, so everything is gathered in one place. You don't have to leave the email marketing app. You can display everything directly from there. We have the preview and test that is brand new as well, so you will see what your end recipient will see as well, both dynamic placeholder as well as condition on the content. We have the new social media snippet, so it's now more easy to edit all your social media links to appear in your email marketing. And finally, we have some alignment on the UTM, so we now follow the best and general practices regarding those concepts in marketing. And that's it for the new feature of the version 19.2. So we will see you in a few minutes to ask any question that you might have. Great. Hi, everyone. So we'll check a bit the question that we have. So we have a few questions from the same person. So Rips Grill Romania. So is there, for example, they're asking if any of the new release fits or is exciting for business like restaurants, such as personalized push notification, similar to the feature showcased now for email for restaurant customer registered to a website. So there is nothing new in terms of personalized push notification, So in the social marketing, as I showed when I created the post, I have the option to post to my social media, but also the post on push notification. So this will appear on your website. So currently, there is nothing new for that, but we are revamping the social marketing app. There are new features that will come to the next version. So currently, you are with the option to create a push and to push it on your website. We will have new features that you will be able to discover during the webinar for the 19.3 version, where social marketing should have some new feature, or if not, at the version 20, so that will be announced during the Odoo experience. And to continue, because it was linked to the same question, so regarding the UTM, imagine a paid media campaign on Meta for restaurants. How could we track with Odoo if people that saw the ad come to the physical location and bought food? So there we can answer half of the question, because it's almost impossible to know that if someone comes into the physical store, they are coming from a communication that we've done, for example, an ad on Meta. But the idea would be, okay, we have the UTM. The UTM, they are useful to track behavior online. So if you want to know if someone come into your restaurant because they saw an ad on Facebook, then I would suggest in that case to maybe put something to differentiate those customers on Facebook, such as a promo code that only those who follow you on Facebook will see will see on Facebook, and will have when they come into your shop, which is also something we can do with the UTM. So based on the source of the traffic, we can display different codes, for example, on the website. But in the end, it really depends on your customer, but you won't have this complete flow until the end and the presence at the restaurant if they do not manifest the fact that, hey, I saw your email, I received your promo code. Otherwise, you won't be able to track that behavior, because we can only track behavior online. So that's also one of the principles of marketing as well. If someone saw your ads on TV and 3 weeks later they decide to come purchase a pie at your shop, it's impossible to do the link between the two. So yes, for those who missed the beginning of the session, there will be replays available. Okay. So we have a question of Joanna. Can you personalize email marketing blocks by any information stored in Odoo, for example, tags on the person-related company tags? So yes, basically, in Odoo, I'm always having the wrong screen. In Odoo, as long as you have the information stored in the database, so whether on contact or it can be in the CRM or in the sales application, in whichever app you are using, you can use that for email marketing to do some personalization. Because here in the email marketing app, so if I just do a test, you have in the recipient, you can choose any application that has the email address, because obviously we're going to send the email to someone that has an email. But you see that you can choose the app, so you can pick the information. So for example, if I'm choosing the contacts, here we can add condition and look for the tags, for example, or the parent company, if they have a parent company, partner contact. I think I have also the company. And the company, and here you have related company, you have little arrows that shows you relation. So this is how you're going to be able to pick, for example, the tags that are on the related company. And it's the same logic if you want to do a personalized content, but you have to know that on Odoo will only display one information. So if I do a field, and I'm doing the same logic, I'm going to look for the company, the related company. So you see I have the little arrow, and I'm going to look for the tags. Odoo will, where is it? Don't see it. Tags, it's somewhere here, and I don't see it. That's fine. Let's just put the related company up. So here you can basically add any fields as you want as personalized content, but it will pick the information. And if you have multiple information, for example, if you have multiple tags, you won't be able to display them here, which is why we don't see the tags, because we have multiple information and it's not possible to anticipate how many information will be showed. So Odoo only show one information. So when you do personalization, you need to think about that. Do you want to maybe...
Okay, so we have a question from Leonard Thierry. The contact form was added to the website. I would like to change the look and feel and exact placement of the contact form. Is that possible? So yes, you can adapt it easily on the website. So if I go back to my website and I go back to my form here, I can click here on edit. And you have the building blocks from the website, but also the possibility at that time to click on there and adapt elements. So for example, if you want to change the look and feel of this page, you want to change the image, you can click on it, click on replace, and I don't know, look for new earrings. Hop, you click on it. You can also adapt the colors, the font, and so on. And if you need to adapt the placement, you can also use these arrows here, or this one, to adapt where it is placed. Do not forget to save afterwards, because it doesn't save automatically your change. Jeez.
Okay, there was a question, how did you link the Facebook to the social marketing? So this is always the wrong one. So this is one of the simply feature and configuration you have to do in social marketing. So in social marketing, here in the configuration, you have the settings. So the settings that you can develop if you want to see the developer account, but this is not what we need. We need the social media. And here you have all the social media that are taken into account into Odoo. And you just have to click on the button link account, which will direct to your, so here it's in French and it's my Facebook page, but you have to connect to your Facebook portfolio. So in my case, you need to have a business portfolio with different accounts, which is how Odoo will be able to do the mapping. And there was another question as well regarding that. So you can add many streams. So here you see I only have one, but you have multiple Facebook pages. You can add different Facebook pages. You can add different Instagram pages, different LinkedIn pages, and so on. They just all need currently to be professional pages, but there isn't, I would say there is a limit. Obviously, you won't be able to put 10,000 of pages and of stream into Odoo, but you can quite easily add 3, 5, 10 pages and different stream directly into the social marketing app. And
here maybe?
Yep.
So we had a question from LinkedIn. So if marketing have a feature for using to send an email if the customer leave or abandon cards. So yes, you just have to go in the settings actually. So if you go in the website and the settings of your website, you have the possibility to just check the box for abandoned cards, which is where it's here, follow up abandoned cards. So you have an email template proposed just here. So you can say that you want to send it after how many hours, and you can also customize the email link to it. So it's a technical email, but you can adapt it a bit, and voilà.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Easy.
Easy.
And I think that's mostly it for the question. Let me check. I think there was maybe another one. So yeah, there is a question. We're going to take the last question here for marketing releases. So from Frank, is there an Odoo app similar to Canva for image editing? So no, not as is, because So in Odoo, when you want to edit your image, whether on the website or in the email marketing app, so you already have a couple of features that helps you to do that. So in the image on the website, you see you have a transform option, you have the filter, you have the format, the quality. So those are the, I would say, simple basic option. You also have the possibility to ask AI as well to generate image. You can also search for image online, so you can already do quite a lot, but no, there isn't Canva like that. It's the simple feature right now, and we also have that in email marketing. So when you create an email and you add an image, maybe not that one, I'm going to take this one. You also have here some features to change, for example, the format, to add a shape, for example, to the image, but that's mostly it currently. So Odoo won't replace Canva if you need to do some more advanced image editing. Yep. Yeah, and so that will be it for today. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you like to discover these new features of the marketing apps in Odoo.